as we say every single Monday morning, it is a vibe. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy pal, Hey Archer. Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. This was your guys' chance. This is your chance to have been in the stream on time to make fun of me for being late. But you missed it. You missed it. This is your weekly Monday morning show where we sit back, pour ourselves a nice cup of brew, and talk about last week's nerd news. Is that my first time saying it like that? Rhyming? Not on purpose? Anyway, take a swig first. Ooh. That first one, once it hits the lips, so good. As per the new usual, we'll be just talking nerd news. No box office, unfortunately. No promo of anything new, unfortunately. But I have an update. I have a SAG update that I discovered. So we'll talk about that. If you've got yourself a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, vlog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be. Wow, voice break. The first voice break of the episode. Whatever it may be, put in the chat, support one another. Plug. Yo. Shit. It is good to be here on this fine Monday morning. Let me put the chat back up there. There we go. And yeah, I overslept. But it's Monday. I mean, that's just what you do on a Monday, if you ask me. I also want to make sure I reshare everything on the socials, because I've been not good at doing that in advance. I gotta say, that's my problem. I don't do things in advance. But how was your weekend? How's everybody doing? I made some progress. On the Ghostbusters Comic-Con cosplay. Well, my brain is just, oof. It's a hot mess right now. It's a hot mess. Made some progress on the I was going to say Haslab. It's not even Haslab. On my Ghostbusters Proton Pack. Made some progress there. I was going to pull up a video that I shared this past weekend, but it logged me out of Instagram again. I hate that it does that. I hate that that's a thing. It's saying I have to. Oh my god. All the time. I tell you, my computer hates me sometimes. It absolutely does. But that was probably my big nerd win of the weekend if I had to choose something. All right, here we go. We are here. So I got this ion arm from a Etsy store called Great Scott Prop Shop, and a V-hook clamp holder, however you want to say it, to go on the side of it as well, so that way I can actually put my wand there. I tell you, the most difficult thing about being a Ghostbuster, I've learned, is actually getting the wand back into the holder. I feel like it's a two-man job. It's not been easy. I will say that. But that's what I had going on this weekend. Saying hi to some people who are joining the chat. Good morning, Rolando. Good to see you. Yukon Phil. Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. All right. So, as I mentioned, there's not nothing outside the realm of nerd news that we'll be talking about, except for one thing. Two things, actually. I'll talk Power Rangers. Some news there. I believe Power Rangers is still a non-union job, non-union production. So I think it's fair to talk news on that. As far as I know. At least that was the issue for a very long time, actually. So watch my history between JDF and Austin St. John video. I talk about that. But I was on the SAG website, and I was like making sure. Because, again, we're a couple months in on this. Haven't been able to talk reviews of new shows, promo new shows, all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, let me make sure I'm not, like, missing something here. And I was. Turns out that it is not against the rules to, and I'm not a member of SAG, by the way, but you never know. I want to be in line. I don't want to pull a Stephen Amell here. I want to follow in line in case I ever decide to apply, in case your boy becomes Mr. Hollywood legit and wants to apply. So I'm following the rules. But apparently, you can, in fact, go to the movies. They, in their article or whatever on the website, they posted that they are not calling for people to stop going to the movies because, everybody suffered so much during COVID and all that stuff. Movie theaters are hurting. Those are actual employees. But at the same time, their line in the sand is you not promoting or giving reviews and all that kind of stuff. So I may make a return trip to the movies. That might happen. But, I'll have to hold off on reviews until things change. So just want to make sure I said that because like I said, I did not realize that was the thing. I'm sorry. I'm also distracted because I'm realizing the overlays are missing. I don't know why. See if I can find it real quick. Oh. Now I have the stream elements. The bot is running. I'll turn stuff off. Let's see. See if that does anything. No, I think I messed up. All right, I'll figure that out later. Anyway, you don't want to hear me ramble about that kind of stuff. You want the news. That's why you're here. You're here for the news. So, making sure I have all my assets correct. Let's go to the news. So we're going to lead off with some wrestling news. Two things. Both are sad in their own ways, but for different reasons. The first one, Sunny, a.k.a. Tammy Sitch. You may not recognize Tammy in this photo. But you may recognize her in this photo, a.k.a. Sunny from the old WWF Attitude Era days. Actually, a little bit before the Attitude Era, I'd say. I think she was... Yeah, she's popular during the Attitude Era. Ahmed Johnson, that's Attitude Era. Facing 25. I knew that Sunny had gone down a dark path, a path we cannot follow. I knew that for a long time. A lot of you probably knew, maybe forgot about it. But in a sad way, a classic tale of wrestling superstars that did not set themselves up for post-wrestling. I know the money used to be different back then. Health insurance was different back then. But all things considered, she fell into drugs, alcohol, all that kind of stuff, and has allegedly had quite a few DUIs in the last decade, we'll say. She's also made some other movies and entertainment. But the last DUI that she did This is a TMZ article here. She ran into a series of cars, and it led to they think, allegedly, because she hasn't been charged, so it's alleged, and allegedly she caused a 75-year-old man to die as a result of that crash. So she pleaded not guilty to all charges, but changed her plea in a Volusia County courtroom last Wednesday, days before the case was slated to go on trial. According to the court documents, in addition to the plea to felony DUI causing death, she also pleaded no contest to one felony charge of driving with a license suspended causing death, 4 misdemeanor counts of DUI with damage to a person, and 2 misdemeanor charges of DUI with damage to property. Insane. There's this like unofficial picture here of like her. I don't know how initial point of contact. Oh, okay, so it looks like in this picture here, she's hitting the rear, and that causes all these other crashes there. It's sad, man. It is sad. You hate to see them go this way, especially when, I mean, for me, she was one of my first crushes. Like, if you were watching wrestling in that era, Sunny, Tori Wilson, Sable, those were your crushes. And to see them end up going this way, it sucks. Absolutely sucks. Morning, T3. Good to see you. I'm behind. I'm still on the first one. So going on to another bit of wrestling news here. Now, I'm, as you know, a casual wrestling fan. I watch the Big Four. I follow the Instagram pages. I see the clips. It's in my TikTok algorithm. So I'm casually a wrestling fan. As a casual fan, I did not even know Impact Wrestling was still a thing. I will give myself a boo.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
I thought TNA and Impact were the same thing. Maybe they're not the same thing. But either way, Impact Wrestling were going to be dropping their own line of action figures. And probably one of the first times I can remember in recent years, do we have a company saying that they're actually canceling an action figure line or release for, I guess we could say, QC issues. So this is an official press release from Impact Wrestling. This came out on the 17th. It says here, yesterday's statement on the cancellation of the Impact Wrestling action figures stated that Asylum was a manufacturer of the action figure line. Asylum was the primary U.S. distributor and not the manufacturer of the proposed line. We regret any error in our first statement and are committed to finding the right partner to move forward within producing a line of Impact Wrestling figures. So they updated on an original statement here. Asylum used to do it. They weren't doing it going forward. But what they said here was, incorrectly. Asylum did not meet Impact standards nor the outlined time frame for release. Thus, the Impact Wrestling is now in discussions with other action figure manufacturers for an upcoming release, and no Impact action figures from Asylum will be produced. I'm going to look it up right now. Wow, damn, second break. Second break. Impact Wrestling roster. And good morning, Duff Man. Good to see you. So yeah, I didn't realize Impact was still going. Yeah, I don't. Oh, Bubba Raisin Wow, Bubba Ray's still over there. Oh, Brian Myers. All right. Yeah, I don't know a whole ton of people over here. But I thought TNA and Impact were the same thing. Let's see. All right, so it's formerly TNA. All right. Gotcha. Good morning, LeBron. Good to see you. Tough Man saying hi to everybody. Love that. Okay, so it's the same thing. It is the same thing. All right. I didn't know that. So, yeah, I don't remember the last time we had an actual company say, hey, we're making action figures. Just kidding. We don't like them. So they're not going to be released. So I just thought that was interesting. If you guys care about Impact Wrestling, let me know. If there's certain characters in Impact you wanted to see as a figure, let me know. And I guess most of all, should I be watching Impact Wrestling? Let me know. All right. So a major thing last week in the world of Power Rangers, turn this off so I don't get flagged for some ad on the bottom there. David Yost is returning to Power Rangers. He's joining season 30, which is crazy, of Cosmic Fury. I'm so confused on timeline here. I'm so confused as to where everything lines up, matches up. But I think Power Rangers fans, like the hardcore fans, don't care about that kind of stuff. So, it is what it is. I wonder if he's going to be the same character from the movie, the most recent Netflix movie. Meaning like the Tony Stark type person, like millionaire, genius. Like, will they acknowledge the movie? Is that a thing? T3 says, doesn't Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins own Impact Wrestling? I'm not sure. LeBron says, I can't wait for Cosmic Fury. I care about it. Meaning the timeline stuff. Do you care about that? It's very confusing because they have, certain seasons take place in the future, but then there's crossovers. Like, Power Rangers has always been they just keep going. He's the same Billy from all MMPR. All right. So yeah, that was major. Entertainment Weekly had that release, which is crazy just to think that Power Rangers shows up in Entertainment Weekly. But I think it's because it's tied to the most popular season. Like, the hardcore fans continue with Power Rangers, have never stopped at Power Rangers, but it's us casual fans that tend to fall off. And when we see an MMPR person, aka the original show, come back, that's when we're like, oh, I'll pay attention. I'll buy a figure. I'll buy a season. That kind of stuff. So, super interesting. Like I said, I think they're still non-union, and that's why I was talking about it. But nonetheless, I'm excited to see what we get out of this. This is the new uniforms. I don't dig the padding look here. Seems kind of silly to me. But I think as a, more recent Power Ranger noob or casual, I think this is our first female Red Ranger on live action. We've had it in the comics, but for live action, I think this might be the first one. So if it is, and even if it isn't, set off the cheers. Now, continuing in Power Ranger news, there's been a rumor going around for the last week or two. And this comes to me via the legendary Legacy of Nerd. Make sure you subscribe over to Daniel's channel. He's getting word. He's hearing. And the echoes becoming ever so louder, that the new Haslabs coming down the pipe will actually be, for the first time, Power Ranger Haslabs or a Haslab. I'm actually not sure. And that will be the Power Axe and the Power Bow. LeBron says, as far as the first female Red Ranger, Power Ranger is Union now since Beast Morphers. All right, I broke the rules. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. She's a first for the whole season. That's right. That's right. Rolando saying hi to everybody else who jumped in. Love that. All right, so check out Daniel's video for sure. He has a couple of them on this. I will throw a link. Third break of the show. You know what it is? When I turned the AC on, now it's blasting me, and I think now that's what's causing my nose to like stuff up. Check out Daniel's video. I don't know if it's going to be a singular Haslab or two different ones. The reason I say that, if this ends up to be true, two weapons in a singular launch could only equal a price tag of $600-700 for a number of reasons, right? So let's go to Hasbro real quick. More specifically, Hasbro Pulse. And search the Power Sword. So our current most popular Power Ranger weapon is the Power Sword. We also have the Power Lances, Power Daggers. The Power Sword, the biggest of the three currently, and costs $219. Now, the idea here, and the reason everybody thinks this will be the Haslab, is they want to see if all five will come together to create the Power Blaster. To do that, the Power Axe is going to have to be pretty beefy. Now, I wanted it to be beefy anyway, but it's got to be able to actually hold all the weapons. To do that, there's no way it's going to cost $219. That thing on its own probably would be north of $350. If it was not going to be $300 to $350, I think they would just release it on its own, because they know that people at this point would want to just complete everything. But if it's going to be a Haslab, that means it's going to be expensive, and they want to make their money. Now, I have mixed feelings about this. I talked about it with Daniel on one of his live streams in the comment section. But I feel I'm torn. Yes, I think a Haslab is a good idea because you can actually make something that's like amazing. Like they're all into it design wise because they know they're only going to make it if they can make their money back. That's what the whole like minimum tiers are, or the backing, I should say. If it backs, they're making their money back. So they're only going to make it if they can make it right. Then with all the tiers, you'll get all the extra stuff. Now, I hate the tiering system, but again, you know you're going to be getting a lot of extra with this. So I like the fact that if we get it, it's going to be done right, I'm assuming, because it's a Haslab. What I don't like is you've created 3 weapons that people can buy on their own with no issue. They can buy it over time. They can wait for sales, go to the store, all that stuff. But now you're going to hold them back and say, hey, as a thanks for your loyalty, you're only going to get one shot to finish the set. And that's going to be in a Haslab. That costs way more than you've been spending. That's how I perceive it. LeBron says he hopes it's not like the Rancor. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like the Rancor where the extras are cardboard cutouts, What's the link there, T3? Just so I could say out loud what it is. I don't think it's going to be cardboard cutouts or anything. However, there's so many crowdfunds going on right now. Like I've joked about it before. You know, we had the 3 running at once. The Jurassic Park one fell off, so then we were down to like 2. But now I feel like we're back up to what, 4, 5? We have the Ghost. You have the Cat's Lair. If this one comes out, that's 3. And I'm counting it as a crowdfund because it's for pre-order and it's a ridiculous amount of money. You have the Turtle Lair for $300, and I'll talk about that in a second. So now we're at 4 things. Actually, there's a 5th. I had a 5th one down. I was going to talk about. So right now you got about 5 different crowdfund / pre-order type things, different price ranges. Where's the breaking point? Where is the breaking point? And something like this, T3 says a new toy hunt video and stay until the toy haul at the end. All right, so you might have something related to this. Yeah, it's too many. There's just too many. So I want this to succeed. I want a Power Axe. The Power Axe and Power Sword are literally the only 2 I want. I have not bought the Power Sword because I prefer the Legacy one over the Lightning one. However, this is the only Power Axe that will exist, so I'm going for it. But if it's a Haslab at some crazy number, I'm not going for it. T3 says Marvel Legends Haslab coming up. Yeah, that's right. Everybody's speculating Giant Man for that. It's crazy. So something else this week, I alluded to it already. The animated series TMNT Turtle Lair. It is not a crowdfund, but it kind of is. It's pulling that kind of money at 300 bones. I really tried my best to not talk about this because I was so grateful to NECA last week for sending me that damn magnet. I love the magnet. And I was like, I don't want to trash them. I don't want to do it. But the more I look at this thing, I'm like, you're crazy. You are crazy. $300 for this. So I also thought originally when they announced this thing, where's that other, does that have the picture here? Here it is. At San Diego Comic-Con, this is where the debut happened for the Turtle Lair. They had this picture. They had this on display, not pictures, like on display. You had the image or the setup, you know, with the characters in it. And then next to it was the turtle van in there. So I was like, oh, maybe it's $300 for 2 sections. And one of them is kind of a garage / free-for-all area. I don't know. But it's just one. It's just one section. Figures and accessories not even included. It's insane. These companies think we have all the money in the world. They literally think we have all the money in the world. And couldn't be further from the truth. Where was the other one? There was one more toy release I wanted to highlight. Another backing, another crowdfund. We finally have the price release for the Valaverse Action Force Vanguard, and it will only be $184. $184.99, 112 scale. What I love about Mr. Vala is his brand now is essentially, I can make you guys stuff that you want and will prove to you it doesn't need to cost what everybody else is charging. I love that that's the gimmick. I love that that's his motivation, and I will buy this. Do I need this? No. Do I have a place for it? No. But hell, for the principle of the fact, I want to buy this thing. I want to buy this thing. I think it'll take some cool photos too. Comes with all this here that you see. Guns, the weapons. Oh, is there a character too? I missed that before. Here you go. Base offering. Vehicle opening doors, working tires, rubber tires, working winch, removable hatch, opening trunk, shovel, twin gun turret, muzzle flash, M240 with control arm, gas cans, figure driver tow hook, and it's 20 inches long. Yeah. Between him and McFarlane, I mean, they are proving that the prices we're paying with some of these other companies, those do not have to be the norm. The Batmobile, what was the Batmobile? $80, $70, something like that. So, you know, this all starts to add up over time. I think there's too many of these things, but at the end of the day, something like this, I think is going to pass just cause over some of those other ones that are just crazy money. What was the other one too? The ramen toys. They made their own like engine of vengeance for like 180, 200. Like even that one, you get a whole bunch of stuff for it for the price. So crazy times, crazy times. T3 says the crazy thing is that the sewer can be 3D printed for way cheaper. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could make it for cheaper. Like, if you really want a sewer diorama, let me see if I can find. I'm pretty sure I've highlighted our friend here, dripmode diorama. You can do it. Like, he makes some really intricate dios. This Kumite one was one of my favorites. Something I didn't even think I would want or need. And then they announced, I think also Ramen Toys, announced the Bloodsport figures. So instead of you having to make your own custom figures, like you can just buy them. That'd be great. But he's made a ton of dioramas. And a couple of them are turtle ones, right? So you have the rooftop fight from the first one. You have the dock fight from the second one. Trying to find, Ghostbusters rooftop one. All right. I think he made a sewer one. Part 3 one. Let's see. Oh, maybe I'm making it up in my head. But you can watch these videos and, like this one here. He did a Nightmare on Elm Street diorama. And look at this. I actually bought a bunch of those pipes because I was hoping to one day make a dio like this. You buy this styrofoam stuff and literally you're just cutting. It's tedious. It's not like the most fun thing to do, but all you're doing is with a ruler slicing the stuff. You heat gun it. You put a coat of freaking clear coat or matte on it. Then you paint it. Then you put another coat on top of that. Mod Podge. Put a coat of Mod Podge on it. And you got yourself brick walls. You got yourself concrete, like you see here. By hand, if you want a fun project, you can do a diorama that don't cost you $300. This is what, maybe $100 worth of stuff if I round up. If you have nothing and you're starting fresh. So crazy price. Crazy price. But one thing that is on sale, and we'll wrap on that. There you go. The Lego Back to the Future DeLorean is currently on sale for $160. I'm not a Lego person, but I know that that's a decent price. So if you do want to build a DeLorean, you can do that. It's currently 20% off here on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get it. Help the channel out. Use the link. And if you do build it, definitely send me a picture. Tag us on Instagram for that. I'm actually putting a link also in the chat. There you go. All right. Well, that was a very interesting episode. I feel like setting the tone with Sonny going to jail for 25 years probably wasn't the best idea, but it was news. I had to talk about it. I just had to talk about it. But thank you all for being here nonetheless. One more swig of coffee for all of you. Delish. Nerdaffiliated.com. Get yourself some cool merch like the coffee mug, shirts, stickers, all that fun stuff. What's up, Dre? Good to see you. But Nerdy Coffee every Monday morning, 9 a.m.-ish here on Nerd Affiliated. Every Thursday night, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. You have Hey Archer Live. You're stuck with me twice a week. Different kind of show, different kind of energy. It's not a wake up and dust the cobwebs off. That's a pregame for the weekend. So make sure you come for that show. Let me know what you're picking up this week. Let me know what you're watching this week. Let me know if you are interested in a Power Ranger Haslab. Voice break 4 of the episode. Power Ranger Haslab. I still think Daniel and I had the best idea. Dragon Shield with the Dark Sword. That's all I'm saying. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.